always turning things around. Oh Lord, always turning things around for my good. Yeah, for my good. Sonto chega. Oh,
hello, people. Hello, people. Good morning, and it's Friday already. The weekend is here already. My name is Veronica Ofosima Osonsa. I'm the Brand's Communication and Business Development Manager for Quick Angels Limited. Well, I'm sure some of you have been asking, you've been seeing our billboards in town, hearing our adverts, and you're wondering and asking, who are Quick Angels Limited? You are fortunate today, especially you, the entrepreneurs. Today, we are proud and we are happy to host the CEO of Quick Angels Limited to tell us all about who Quick Angels are, what they do, what they are up to, the kind of people they support with the funding and all. Let's welcome Mr. Richard Amakwe. Hello, sir. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. Yourself?
I'm great. So can you tell us about who Quick Angels are and what you do actually?
All right. So Quick Angels is an equity investor company, or you could say we are angel investors right here in Ghana, ready to support Ghanaian entrepreneurs. That is what we have come to do. We want to support Ghanaians with equity investments. Ghana has been very used to debt financing, so that if any entrepreneur wants funding to be able to start doing something or get his or a business growing, all they know is to go for debt financing, go to the banks, go to the savings and loans, go to the microfinance company to go and get a loan into their business. This has been the tradition. This has been the norm for all these years. And I personally think that that is not the way to go as a country. An economy like us deserves much better and much more prudent way of supporting entrepreneurs. And in advanced economies and in Europe, Asia and the likes, you realize that entrepreneurs, startups do not fall on banks, do not fall on financial institutions for debt financing or what we say loans for their businesses. Once you start that way, you are virtually going to fail. Mostly you are going to fail because you will not be able to have the space, the freedom to be able to use these funds very well to the benefit of your company. And so out there, what entrepreneurs go for or look out for is angel investors or equity funding that would help them develop their businesses the right way. And so this is what Quick Angels have come to do for Ghanaian entrepreneurs, both startups and existing entrepreneurs.
Okay, so having pointed to the fact that entrepreneurs should not really rely on banks, where instead of them being innovative, they have to be thinking of how to settle those debts. You launched barely 3-month-old or 2-month-old.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about progress so far? The people trooping in. Can you tell us about progress so far after the launch?
Yes, I think that it has been very, very exciting. Ghanaians have proven to me that indeed they are ready for equity funding. You know, people have been skeptical whether Ghanaians are actually ready for equity funding because we are noted to be people who always want everything for ourselves. So myself, before we started, I have had some personal concern as to how Ghanaians are going to embrace this new way or these modern trends of doing business. But I think that they have proven that they are more than ready to accept equity funding and also fit into the modern way of doing business. So it has been exciting. Lots and lots of people have been trooping into our offices. They've been coming here with great, fantastic, beautiful, and I say sexy business ideas and business plans, and they've been coming to pitch those that are good on the face of it. We give them the opportunity to come and pitch to the team, and so far we have been able to sign some people on already. Millions of investment has already gone into those potential entrepreneurs that deserve the funding. We have already started doing business.
Okay, quite exciting. A lot of people ask, so who are angel investors and what do actually do they do? Can you elaborate more on who angel investors are and what they do? Because I think we are the first formally institutionalized angel investor in Ghana.
Yeah.
So people want to understand what they do. What is equity finance? Can you throw more light on what angel investors actually do?
Okay. So yes, in Ghana, we don't have any formal angel investors here in our country, in this economy. Quick Angels is the first formal and institutionalized angel investor company to be established here in Ghana.
Wow.
Unlike other parts of the world where you have them in their thousands. And so, yes, we are here to help. But when we say angel investors, you see, angel investors are individuals who are ready to use their own personal funds or a portion of their personal wealth to invest into private companies. That asset class of investing into private companies. That is what angel investors do. So they invest not in the form of a loan where you have to be paying interest or pay monthly installment or weekly installment. Not at all. Far from that. Angel investors invest into private companies in return for equity stake. When we say equity stake, what we mean is that all companies have shares. So when angel investors invest, they take a portion or a fraction of the shares of the company. That is what we mean by equity funding. So they share in the risk and rewards of that company. So if the business thrives, they thrive with you. If the business fails, they fail with you. You do not owe any angel investor when the business goes down.
Wow.
So that is the freedom you get. And you see, because angel investors do not make money from the business or do not take any money from you until the business succeeds, survives, thrives, and makes profits, they will do everything possible within their capacity to ensure that this venture, this business survives, succeeds, and becomes very profitable. Because not until the business becomes profitable, they make virtually nothing.
Okay, I think that's a good point there. So let's come down and understand something. As angel investors, what don't you do?
So as angel investors, we don't give loans. Unfortunately, I've had people trooping into our office and asking us what our interest rates are and all that. It tells that people still need education when it comes to equity funding and angel investors and all that. But that is why we are here. We are doing our best to ensure that we educate people as much as possible for them to understand and know that equity funding and angel investment is completely different from banking. We are not a bank. We are not a savings and loans company. We are not a microfinance company. Far from that. We are simply angel investors or equity investors to invest our own funds into your business in return for equity or shares of them. To retail, I'm only investing into hospitality or foods and the likes. I want to give young Ghanaian entrepreneurs the opportunity to fly, the opportunity to excel. And so I don't want to take anybody out. I am prepared to throw my funds, my investments into any industry that excites me. Once I am excited by what you have, no doubt I will throw investments into you. So anybody at all is welcome, regardless of what industry you find yourself in, regardless of whatever you are doing. In fact, even if you are even a sports person, you are an artist, you are a singer, you have a talent, personal talent, everybody is welcome here. Once you are able to demonstrate, prove beyond reasonable doubt that what you have is worth an investment, and that investment has the higher chances of not failing and growth, we will invest in you. I'm going to ensure that we invest in you. And then also your second question has to do with how much we invest. Initially we didn't have cap on how much we invest, but we've realized that lots and lots of Ghanaians are trooping into our office, and so we want to make sure that as many people as possible enjoy a portion of our investment. For this reason, we have taken a decision to make sure that we put a cap on the investments we make per entrepreneur, per company. So the maximum we invest from $10,000. $10,000. That's the minimum we can invest. In fact, we can't go beyond $10,000 for very good reasons. $10,000 is the minimum we invest, to a maximum of $1 million per entrepreneur or per institution or per company. $10,000 to $1 million.
I think this must be an exciting and amazing statement today made, because investing $10,000 to $1 million is something that a lot of entrepreneurs will be really glad to come on board. But you see, your idea should be innovative. It should be viable, economically viable, and has prospects before we can actually support with this. So let me ask, I personally think Ghana is a very wonderful country to do business. But being the first angel investor in Ghana, are there challenges? Do you have the support of government? Because I know NEIP is also doing a similar one, which is quite venture capital kind of. And I think John Kuma launched the initiative for it, which means there is a very huge endorsement from the government of Ghana. Has there been a support from them?
Okay, so NYEIP, that's what I know.
Yeah.
NYEIP, I think that they have been very supportive. When I say they have been supportive, during the launch of our company, they gave us a helping hand. They supported us. They were present. In fact, their CEO himself was present at our launch. He was a keynote speaker and all that. And I think that alone was great, and we appreciate that from them. I think that Ghana Investment Promotion Council too was present at our launch. Their CEO couldn't come, but he sent a rep to also come and read a speech on his behalf. That we are very excited about, and I think that in itself is an endorsement, and it's also a kind of support that they are giving us. Okay, yes, and so that is the kind of support that has come. We only hope that going forward they will find a way to bring even much more better support for us. Okay, but yes, I think that the support is great. The support is great.
Okay, so let me now ask you down. You know, NEIP is a venture of a venture capital.
Yeah.
Now, there's been a lot of questions. Are these people venture capitals? So can you tell us the difference between a venture capital and an angel investor?
Yeah, I think that is a great question. You see, some people mostly get confused when they talk about angel investors, angel investment, and venture capital. You know, venture capital and angel investors virtually do the same thing. Angel investors and venture capitals virtually do the same thing, but there's just a sharp difference between the two. Before I come to that, let me say that what with NYEIP, for instance, what they do is that they support entrepreneurs, like incubators and kind of support. They support, I think the maximum they support an entrepreneur is with I think 100,000. I think 100,000, that's the maximum they can support. If I'm even right, it might even be even lower, you understand? And with this kind of support, it is not enough for any big and well-structured business to be established. In our economy today, if you give a young entrepreneur support of 10,000, 5,000, 20,000, you are virtually telling them to go and spend it, because what can they even acquire with these things when they need machinery to be able to get their products to the market and all that? 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 that is being given to them is not enough. In any case, NYEIP even doesn't have much resources. They have said that as a government institution, they have limited resources, so they are even unable to assist so many people. Okay, but here at Quick Angels, we have enough resources. That is why we are saying that unlike the 10,000, 5,000, 20,000, 30,000 that will be given by these incubators and all of that, we can go as much as giving you millions of Ghana cedis, to the extent of 5 million Ghana cedis. It means that we want well-structured businesses in our economy. We want big business. We want businesses that can create hundreds and thousands of jobs for the youth and for the young people coming up. That is why we are willing to spend that much of money, invest that much of money into startups and into entrepreneurs. Okay, yes. But coming back to your second question, you are asking that what's the difference between an angel investor and a venture capital? Like I said, these two institutions do similar thing. Angel investors invest into private companies, startups, entrepreneurs. Venture capitals also invest into startups. They also invest into entrepreneurs. They also invest into private companies. But this is the difference. Angel investors invest their own funds, their own money, a portion of their wealth. That is what they use to do angel investment. Wow. If you find anybody using sourcing money from the public or taking money from any other place to invest, that person ceases to be an angel investor. Whereas venture capitals, they don't use their own funds. They solicit for funds through pension funds, large corporations, wealthy individuals, and various insurance companies and the likes. They solicit for funds from the public through all these means and put it together as a pool of funds and appoint a manager, okay, a general partner who would oversee these funds and invest on behalf of these investors and subsequently pay returns on their investment to them. So we do the same thing, but angel investors invest their own funds. Venture capitals don't invest their own funds. That is the difference.
Okay, so can I also say with venture capital, there's an interest and a form of interest accumulated once you get their funds. But with angel investors, we just become partners without any interest or anything. Can I say that with venture capital, once you get your access, you're able to access a fund from them, you have to pay some form of interest on the money you get from them. But with an angel investor, you just become partners without paying any form of interest.
No, far from that, they don't do that. Angel venture capitals don't take interest on their money. Okay. They also invest in return for equity. They also take a portion of the shares of the company. Okay. So they do the same thing we are doing. Okay. They don't actually, you don't pay interest to them. So they'll take shares in the company. They'll take equity stake in the company. Okay. At any point in time when they think that they have made enough, they are okay, they exit, they sell their shares and exit from the company.
Okay, so at this point, let me take some questions. So I have Edem Koku who says, I'm loving your presentation. Thanks, Edem. We appreciate your time for tuning in. I have Rashid who says, undoubtedly the first ever of its kind in the country. Oh, obviously, yes. We are the first formal institutionalized government angel investor here in Ghana. Sorry. I have Edem again who says, I need some funding for my palm oil mill. I guess I'll be able to convince you to invest in my company. Looking forward to present my case. We are more than ready. Visit our website www.quickangelsghana.com or send your proposals to info@quickangels.com and we will be ready to call you. You can also call 03022678 6783 or 6782 and we'll be ready to support
You
you.
could also walk into our office.
You can also walk to our office. We are located at Circle Roundabout, right as if you are going to Osu. On your right, NS Chemist. You are 2 buildings after NS Chemist. We'll be ready to receive you. So I have Solomon, who says, for how long are you going to enjoy the shares with the prospect? And this is from Sam Kojo Prempet. I think I know this one. He says, this is what the country needs, not loans, which startups can't even have access to. Director, thank you for this, for thinking ahead of your generation. This is a laudable investment module. Obviously, it's undoubtedly one of the best Ghana has received. So I think we can just, we have a number of activities lined up within the years. Can you tell us about it? We've launched, clients are coming in, entrepreneurs are coming in. We've signed. Have you signed people? Can you tell us about it? So what are the progress so far? The year. What are the year activities for us from now to December? What should entrepreneurs, people watching us, what should they expect?
I think that it has been fantastic. Okay, it has been fantastic. Already, like I said earlier on, we have invested millions of Ghana cedis into some entrepreneurs already, and we are looking at even signing in more. We still have enough funds to invest into some more entrepreneurs. So those of you out there who think that you still need funding, listen, let's not be playing with our ideas. Let's not be stuck behind corners, in containers, in shops, doing one-man business. I mean, sitting on something that when enough resources are thrown in. Yes. Let's not be sitting behind great ideas that otherwise can be a big success for our country and to the world. I have personally had the opportunity to see young men and young women sitting in shops, small shops, containers, even on tables, okay, doing wonderful things, but for the lack of funds, they just serve their community. They just serve people in their neighborhood. I think that we have to go beyond that. That is the reason why we are having a lot of unemployment in our country, because we are doing one-man business, two-man business. That is not good. All the things we are doing out there, it will amaze you that, for instance, when you might see somebody selling food on a table. You go and taste that food and you realize that the food is so delicious, more than food that is being sold at KYC, McDonald's, and the likes. And you ask yourself, you ought to be the one doing what McDonald's, KFC, and the Chicken Republics and the rest and the likes are doing, and not the vice versa. But you see, because of lack of funding, we are doing great things as a people, we are doing great things as Ghanaians, but we are stuck in some corners, and that is what I do not want happening to our country. If you are out there doing something wonderful, you have great business idea and all that, come to Quick Angels, come and demonstrate to us that indeed you have something that is worth our attention. And once we are excited, once we are convinced, we are going to sit down together with you and plan this on a larger scale. We want big things to be done for our country, the next generation. We want to take over our country, take over our economy, and if possible, challenge the world and do the likes of and do the things that other countries are doing out there. It is possible, we can do it, and that is why we have come to lead the way for these things to be done.
So let me read this text message, and after that I'll ask you one of the most asked questions since Quick Angels Limited inception. So I have Nana Kwesi Bonsu. He says, kudos to the team and Mr. Kwei for making it possible for startups to get funding for our ideas. Thank you, Nana Kwesi. We appreciate. Now the most asked question. People ask, so he says he's Quick Angels Limited, he's supporting entrepreneurs, he's doing that, he's doing this. What is his source of funding? What kind of business has he done before? Where is he getting his money from? Can you tell us about it, Mr. Pei?
Yes, I think that it's true. this is a question that I've been asked everywhere I go and grant interview. I know it's going to be one of the questions that I'm going to be asked. And I'll gladly answer that. Okay. You see, I myself am an entrepreneur. I am currently an entrepreneur outside Quick Angels. In fact, I am not only an entrepreneur, but I am a successful entrepreneur. Indeed, angel investors worldwide themselves are entrepreneurs and themselves are successful entrepreneurs. You've got to be successful doing something to make money out of that, gain experience out of that, and then you can become an angel investor. Because like I said, angel investors use their own funds, use their own money to invest into people. So for those of you who are wondering where I have the money to be able to do this, do not worry much. It is possible for Ghanaians. It is possible for Ghanaians to stay in our economy, stay in this country, work hard, save money enough to be able to help our country. Don't deceive yourself that it is only a white man who can be an investor. It's only a white man who can be able to build funds to be able to help you. Emancipate yourself from that. That is not the case. There are Ghanaians who are capable of becoming investors and can even do better than the white people who come to our country as investors to invest. When a white man come here to invest into our country, nobody asks him where he or she gets the money from. But you want to ask me where I get the money from. You don't believe that I have the money because probably you see my face to be black or I'm a black man. Well, I'm proudly a black man. I want you to know that black people are capable of working and building resources to help you and help our country. So yes, I am the angel investor. I have more than enough resources to help you and help many people. And believe me, I work hard for this over the years.
Do you have any network of angel investors you collaborate with?
Currently, no. We are looking forward to having such a network or such an association. You see, when you go to a country like United States, where the concept of angel investment started, they didn't start having association or a network. These are things that individuals started doing. At a point in time, we realized that friends who had common goal and common aim to do invest in private equities and do private investments came together to do this. They were friends, and then as time went on, they decided to formalize it and we call it, let's say, association of angel investors. You know, there are a lot of associations and a lot of networks out there in the US, in Europe, in Asia, and all that, but they did not start as a network or association. Indeed, in Ghana here, if you don't have many angel investors, or if you have just 1, 2, or 3 angel investors, how do you form a network? How do you form an association? So we will start individually. That is how to go about it. We will start individually in the interim, and as more people become excited and are ready to bring their investment or risk their investment, investing into the most riskiest asset class of investment on earth, the most riskiest asset class of investment one can ever do is to invest into private startups. There is nothing more riskier than that. Okay, so a lot of people are not enthused about that. They are skeptical about that because they feel that it is much safer and much more rewarding for them to even put their money in treasury bills and relax and enjoy the breeze while others work with their money and give them their returns. Okay, so until people understand that this class of assets, though risky, can also be rewarding and decide to step forward and let society benefit from their riches and from their resources. Once that happens, we'll be able to come together, link up and form a network, form an association of angel investors in Ghana here to help.
Talk of risk. I know you to be a risk taker, but why do you decide to take such a risk with Quick Angels Limited?
Okay, I've always taken risks my entire life. From my childhood, I started taking risk. I've been taking risk. It's as a result of taking risks that I was able to make some money, and I am still going to take risk until I depart from the surface of this earth. you may, like you said, why did I decide to bring about Quick Angels and take risk of that nature? You see, when I started my career as an entrepreneur, that was about 10, 11 years ago, I had a major challenge. I knew I had a great business plan. I was confident that the plan I had, the business I have started, has great potential if adequate funding comes in. I was confident that this business was capable of generating wealth. I was confident that this business was capable of creating jobs for hundreds, if not thousands, of Ghanaians. I was confident about that. I was also confident that this business has the great potential of generating resources for government. When we pay taxes, when my staff pay their PAYE and all that, we contribute money to the resources, to the basket of government. Okay, I was confident of that. But like any other entrepreneur in Ghana, I needed funding to be able to make this a reality. That funding never came. I combed all the streets of Accra trying to get investment. Even at that time, I was even willing to even take a loan from the bank. It will interest you to know that even when I wanted a loan, I never had that loan. I even tried looking for equity funding, monies that will come to me for me to even give equity in return. I never had that, and that was challenging for me. It was tough. It was at that time, 10, 11 years ago, then I realized that we have a problem here in our economy, and many people will be going through the same thing that I went through 10 years ago today. So at that time, I said to myself that if I am able to break these barriers and I'm able to do this business and become successful, I would save money down one day to come back and fill this gap in society. And that is why Quick Angels has come today. That is why Mr. Quay has set up Quick Angels today to support entrepreneurs. It was as a result of the challenge I had a decade ago. I do not want other people to suffer the same fate that I went through.
Let me take a last comment before we go on break. He says, my brother doesn't want me to mention his name, but he keeps telling me that he has been signed by Quick Angels Limited. It was so wonderful how it all happened when his pitching process went well. I have really a good confidence in these people. Thanks, Quick Angels. Thank you, Isaiah. We appreciate you. We have Nana Kwesi Bonsu who says, how do you protect the ideas of startups?
I think that for the first text message, I would have been excited if the person had mentioned his name and his company and business. I mean, it's proud moments, and so there's nothing to hide. But of course, if the person decides to hide it, that is also fine. And the second
before that, it's from Nana Kwesi Bonsu. He says, a true transformational impact maker. You are a great man. But let me ask, how do you protect the ideas of startup? Before you answer this question, we would go on break. When we are back, we answer all the questions you are waiting to hear our response. We are back in a jiffy. Stay tuned.
Richard Niamakwe is my name. I'm the CEO of Quick Angels Limited. We are the first formal and institutionalized angel investor company to be established in Ghana. Are you an existing or prospective entrepreneur? Do you have a smart business idea that requires equity funding? Are you losing your entrepreneurial dream because of lack of equity or lack of funds? If you need a reliable business partner or an investor, then Quick Angels Limited is the place for you. We will provide you with the necessary equity funding, needed expertise, and the networking required to get your business growing. We are not a bank, we are not a savings and loans company, we are not a microfinance company. We are simply angel investors. We will invest our own funds into your business for equity stake. Walk into our office, let's have a conversation. You can locate us at number 14 Ring Road Central. We are in between Prudential Bank and Provident Insurance. We are looking forward to seeing you all soon. Richard Niamakwe is my name. I'm the CEO of Quick Angels Limited. We are the first formal and institutionalized angel investor
Allah Akbar is turning things around. Allah Akbar is turning things around. Allah Akbar is turning things around for my good. Yeah, for my good. Sonto chega. Allah Akbar is turning things around. Allah Akbar is turning things around. Allah Akbar is turning things around for my good. Yeah, for my good. Sonto chega. Allah Akbar is turning things around. Allah Akbar is turning things around.
with you?
I think a lot of entrepreneurs are really watching and they are interested, they are eager, they are poised to get funding from Quick Angels Limited. Now they ask, what is the process and how long what is the process to get funding and how long does it take?
Okay, so you see, angel investment is just like going to marriage. Angel investment is just like going to marriage. When you are going to marriage, you get a proposal from a lady or from a man, and then you accept the proposal. No, you cut a little. When you cut, you accept the proposal. When you accept the proposal from this person, then there is this offer to get married. Okay, the marriage ceremony happens. When the marriage ceremony happens, then legal documents are signed. When legal documents are signed, afterwards you either get a successful marriage. When you get a successful marriage, then it means that there will be children, there will be babies, there will be subsequently you are going to have anniversaries, and then life continues. Or marriage fails. If after marriage is two options, either it succeeds or it fails. You understand? Then there is divorce. It's the same way to angel investors. With angel investments too, there is an introduction. Somebody introduces to us, or you find us somewhere. You engage us. You either come to our office or you send your business proposal to us. So you bring your proposal. Once you bring your proposal, what you call courtship in marriage, when you have to court in angel investment, we do due diligence. We do our due diligence on your proposal, and the business consultant will be responsible for doing that. Our investment analyst will be responsible for doing that. Our monitoring and evaluation team will also be responsible for doing that. So they do their due diligence, just as you do courtship. This doesn't take a lot of time, to be honest with you. It only takes a matter of days, and we will be done with this. And then once that is done, then we will invite you to come and pitch. If we see anything positive in what you have put before us and we are interested, we will invite you to come and pitch. At that point, when you pitch to us, we will ask some few questions and all that. Your response and everything, will take notice of it. Then the team would cast their vote, whether they are in favor of your deal or not. Okay, but once we are in favor, then what happens is that there is going to be a term sheet. There is going to be a term sheet. At that stage, we are going to get married. We are going to sign on to our marriage document. So there is going to be a term sheet. Everybody read. There will be negotiations. We negotiate on equity stake. We will negotiate on how the term should be and the way forward. Okay. Then once that has been done, then there is signing. At that point, we have entered into marriage. Once we enter into our marriage, what happens after marriage is that either marriage becomes successful or unsuccessful. If the investment becomes successful, then of course business will grow. There will be profits. When there becomes profit, the owners, the partners will share profit, and then we will live what do you call? We say what we live
Happily ever after.
Yes, we live happily ever after. Okay. Or when marriage fails, it means that in this regard to the investment or the partnership can fail. When it fails, then there will be a divorce. That is the same. So these are the processes go through. So every time you want to know the processes that things go through, consider marriage. You would understand it for them.
Okay, so I had an opportunity to speak to some group of people in Sunyani, and one of the questions that came up was, so when you sign me, how do you give my money to me? And I realized, hey, they were ready to just get the money. So after you have agreed with an entrepreneur or a partner and you sign, how is disbursement of the funds like? Can you tell us about it?
Yes.
You just give it to them. People want to declare their mind.
You see, like I said earlier, angel investment is not a loan where they will just give you money to go and do whatever you like. No. With angel investment, what you came to pitch to us, the idea you brought and you said you need this amount of money to do this and that and that and that and that. Once we are certain, we will transfer funds from Quick Angel's account to the company's account. So we will not give you cash. We'll put the money into your company's account. Don't forget, your company's account, we will now make sure that it is well structured. so that it doesn't become a one-man thing where you take the funds and go and buy a Mercedes Benz, or take the funds and go and get married, go and look for a beautiful girl to marry, or start traveling around the world because an angel investor is dumb and has got money for you to live. No, you won't have your way like that. We will make sure that the structures of the company is altered in such a way that there is these checks and balances to ensure that the money is used for the intended purpose. The purpose for which the money came was to, let's say, get a new warehouse, get a new office, or get some new machineries that will increase capacity of the business, or be able to market the brand, or do any other thing that is required for the money to be used for. We would ensure that we guide you, we support you, we manage you to be able to do that. So Quick Angels is going to be on the board of that company and make sure that we manage you from the board. We will not be, you will be the CEO of the company, but we will make sure that we are on the board, having some control in the board to sort of provide guidance to the new CEO or the young entrepreneur, the young CEO who doesn't have much experience. We will make sure that we provide that guidance and that assistance to you, to guide you to your destination, that successful destination, that destination that will make you prosperous, will make you rich, and will make you achieve your ambition that you have always ever had. You see, one problem that Ghanaians and Africans have is that it's not because we are not innovative, it's not because we are dumb, but we lack financial discipline, we lack managerial skills. So I have seen great people with wonderful ideas, but they have not been able to they have wonderful ideas and have fantastic skills together, which should be enough for them to be successful in what they do. But at the end of the day, you see them crashing out. They will be unable to achieve anything for themselves and for their country. The only reason being that they are not financially disciplined and they don't have the managerial expertise, the managerial experience, that discipline that will tell them that no, this is not meant for this, this is meant for that. No, this is not time for this. This will be time, it will be time for this next week or next month. Ghanaians and Africans lack this a whole lot, and that is the reason why we are lacking behind. So when you have Quick Angels as your partners and we invest money into you, you are going to be the CEO of the company. You are going to lead the company and head the company and execute what your plans are. But we are going to make sure that we will not allow you to fail. We will not allow you not to reach your destination. We will not allow you to take wrong decisions that will crash the investment, and we'll do that from the board.
Okay, so how is equity negotiated?
Yeah, so I think that equity negotiation is always done in good faith. It is always done on the negotiation table. You don't prejudice your mind before you come. And you must also know that it has to do with the risk and rewards. The risk we are exposing ourselves to will impact the decision on how much equity to take or how much equity to share. Another factor will be going to be that the amount of money that your business will be requiring or requesting would also determine or have an impact on how we negotiate on the equity stake. Okay, yeah, so these are all things, and then especially the stage at where the business is. Okay, the current stage of the business will also determine how equity is negotiated and the prospects of the business. So there are a whole lot of factors that are considered in determining how equity stake is negotiated and concluded on.
Okay, so what will be your advice to entrepreneurs who approach investors?
Yes, I think that this is a very important area I want to address for the young entrepreneurs listening to me, and for those Ghanaians who wish to be entrepreneurs. I want to advise you that from what I've been seeing over the period so far, I've realized that even though Ghanaians are now willing to follow the modern trend of business and not say I want to own everything alone. That has always been the Ghanaian syndrome. We always want to own everything alone. So we end up owning 100% of a company that is worthless. You own 100% of a company that is worth 20,000 instead of owning 10% of a company that is worth 1 million. We always have a problem with that, and I'm always going to make sure that I continue to conscientize Ghanaians to emancipate themselves from this kind of syndrome. It is very bad for your own success. On this note, I want to tell the existing entrepreneurs and potential entrepreneurs who need investors that if you walk to any investor and present your brilliant business idea or your product or your service you are rendering to them, if you are not ready to relinquish enough equity to commensurate with the funding that they are ready to put into you, they will never ever fund you. Because I have even seen people who have come to us here and have they come with a business that is not even in existence. It's just an idea, okay? And sometimes I would say that it is not even something too extraordinary. And they have come here and they will come and ask us for 1 million Ghana cedis, 2 million Ghana cedis, 3 million Ghana cedis investment into their business. And when it comes to equity negotiation, they will be like, no, they want to take 90% or 80% and give you 10% and 20% for your 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. And the question I ask myself is that if you were the angel investor, if you were in my shoes and I approach you to give me 1 million, 2 million Ghana cedis to go and do something that I have not even started, and I tell you that I'll give you 10%, will you give me? Then they'll be looking at my face. At that moment, the deal is off. There's no way I will change my mind on not investing into it, because it tells me that you have a lot of things to learn. You are not in the right position to have an investor or have a partnership with us. You have to go back and learn that it is better to have a minority stake in a business that is worth millions. It makes you an instant millionaire than to have 80% or 90% of an investment or business that is not even in existence or is crawling on the ground. This is what I think Ghanaians needs to know so much, and that is one of the reasons why a lot of people have come here and have not been able to get investment from us, even though their business plan and their business idea is brilliant. Sometimes equity negotiations fails everything, but for those who understand and are on the good leveling field, have an open mind and are willing to help themselves and help their country, and understand that the investor that is investing the millions or the hundreds of thousands require enough equity to commensurate his investment, those are the people that we have invested in them. And I can tell you that we have invested millions of Ghana cedis into these people.
Okay, so let me take this few questions coming in, and I'll come back and ask you your last question. So from Kelvin, he says, CEO, my question to you is, please, why aren't you present when we are to meet the board to pitch our idea further? Because you are the one who knows the vision. If you are not present to help us to communicate more ideas, I don't know, but I'm sure people need your presence when they are pitching. This is also from Alfred Tete. He said, man of great vision, solving society's problems and putting smiles on the faces of many people. God richly bless you. We have Solomon, who says, do you do consultancy duties, as in someone who has the funds and idea but needs a guide about how to go about the idea? I think, Solomon, we don't just give funding here. We have experts who even take you through your idea and your strategy, your project and all that. So even when you don't get the funding, the mandate is on us to also give you some expert idea and opinions on how your business can do well in the subsequent places that you go.
I think, let me answer that his question. I think his question is that he doesn't need funding from us, doesn't need anything from us. He has his funds, he has his idea and all that. But as a young entrepreneur, he wants us to counsel him, he wants us to give him consultancy as to how to go about what he intends to do. And I think that as a young entrepreneur, as an experienced entrepreneur, as a successful entrepreneur, and as somebody who loves my country, I'll be willing to provide those kind of assistance to Ghanaians to be able to also contribute their quota to national development. Building a country one man cannot build a country. We need to do this collectively. And so any assistance that I have to give to any Ghanaian, that I know that what you are doing is not only going to benefit you, but going to benefit Ghanaians and the nation at large, I'll be more than willing to provide you with those kind of assistance. So you can always call, knock on my door. One thing you must know is that I'm a very busy person as well. So sometimes you may come and I may not be available. Don't get upset with that. Be patient. When I'm available, I'll call on you or make some time for you and give you all the necessary guidance, mentorship, assistance that you need, so that you could also contribute your quota to national development. I'll be more than willing to do that, and I think that is what he wants to do.
So, Mr. Kwe, what is that one legacy?
No, before then, I think that let me answer a gentleman who asked that he came to pitch and didn't meet me on the pitching panel. What's his name?
I may have to go back, but please, you can answer there.
I think that, gentleman, I'm very sorry about that. But let me also be quick to...
Kelvin.
Yes, Kelvin. I'm very sorry about that. But let me honestly tell you that a lot of people will also attest to the fact that they came to pitch and met me on the board. The truth is that for over 70% of the time, I'm present on the pitching panel. And so many people have seen me. Unfortunately, you were among the few 30% who don't. You are among the few 30% who didn't actually met me when you came to pitch. I'm sorry about that, but I can assure you that we have a very a good team that knows what I want. And if you come here in my absence, trust me, they are going to do a good job as I would have done if I am on the panel. And whatever you come to do in my absence is communicated to me holistically. So when you come and you don't meet me, don't be worried at all. Confidently prove yourself. Confidently give out what you brought. And once you do it right, once you meet the criteria, you will not be left out because I was absent. There have been people who have come to pitch in my absence and we have signed them on. And there are some people too who have come to pitch in my presence and we have not signed them on and all that. So don't worry at all.
Okay, I think Kelvin has quite some questions to ask. Let me just quickly add it on. He says, does it mean that since Quick Angels is investing all the cash, they will need to take majority of equity? And must there be necessarily a prototype before you can consider investing?
Kevin, we necessarily don't have to take majority stake in your business. But if it is required based on the conditions, it is necessary that we take majority. We will not hesitate at all to do that. You must understand that our company is not a philanthropical company yet. We are not a governmental institution yet. We are a private company. And so what we do is pure private, and we intend to do things that will benefit both parties. Okay, if I come to you, if you are in our shoes, okay, and I come to you and ask you to give me 2 million Ghana cedis to go and to go and invest into a business that is virtually worth anything, would you be fine if I tell you to give me 20% for that money? Obviously not. Okay, so before you approach an investor to inquire of something from him, ask yourself whether what you are putting on the table, if it was you on the other end, you would accept it. If the answer you give in your heart is no, trust me, I would also say no. If your answer is yes, you will get a yes from me. And that is the reason why many people are failing when they approach us. I want people to go rise and soar beyond that. Emancipate yourself from that. I have said that for you to be successful, listen, there are very successful entrepreneurs and CEOs outside our country who even don't own 15% of the stake of an entire company, but they're the CEOs of the company, they're the face of the company, they are managing these companies successfully, and these companies are worth billions. And these CEOs or entrepreneurs having 10 or 15% of this company are millionaires themselves. What do you want as an entrepreneur? What do you want as a Ghanaian? What is your interest? Rise up and emancipate yourself, my brother. You people need to learn something now other than later. Otherwise, you go to your grave with all your great ideas. You die with it for nothing, I'm telling you.
So what is the one legacy that you want to leave here in Ghana with your company Quick Angels Limited and as an individual?
Well,
someone solving problems? I mean, what's that legacy that you want to leave?
For Quick Angels, you see, we want to be remembered as that company that intervened at the right time when Ghana was in dire need of an equity investor. We want to be remembered as the pace setters, that company that brought change into the economy, that company that made angel investment so exciting, that gave people the insight, that gave people the understanding, the knowledge that it is possible for people to invest a portion of their funds not into the traditional investments like treasure bills and bonds and derivatives and the likes, and that there is another class of investment that wealthy people can invest in, that is private equity investment. We want to remember as the pace setters who brought that into our economy and championed it and even did that successfully. Of course, again, we want to be remembered for as that company that has been able to boost the Ghanaian economy by creating the necessary funding for businesses to have been given birth to and have created a lot of jobs for Ghanaians and brought innovation into the economy. Personally, I would be very excited if through my works we are able to bring innovation into the economy and into the world. When you look around you, you see a lot of innovation, a lot of things around you. Little did you know that these things were brought up by startups. These are innovations of companies that were funded by angel investors. You do not know that, but I am telling you this emphatically, that all the things you see around you, they are people's ideas, people products that in the beginning, without angel investors believing in them and throwing funds into them, this would never have come to the market and humanity would never have benefited from it. So as a person, if my works and my contribution leads to an innovation that comes into our country, our economy, and to the world, that makes life better for human beings, that makes society a better place, I'll be so excited and I want to be remembered for this.
Thanks so much, Mr. Quay, for this wonderful session with you.
Thank you, Chief.
I would want to give some few advice to entrepreneurs. As an entrepreneur, you have to be investor ready. As an entrepreneur, you have to be disciplined. As an entrepreneur, you have to quit saying they stole my idea. If your ideas are innovative enough, it will never be stolen. This has been a wonderful session with the CEO of Quick Angels Limited, Mr. Richard Amakwe. It has been a wonderful session, and we are going to come your way every quarter with this kind of engagement and conversations. Keep them coming in always. On our social media handles, we are Quick Angels GH. On Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, we are Quick Angels GH. We are info. You can visit our website www.quickangelsghana.com. You can also call our lines 0302 226 7382, 0302 226 7382. My name is Veronica Ofosuhima Oswansa, and I'll be your host for the day. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Richard Amakwe is my name. I'm the CEO of Quick Angels Limited. We are the first formal and institutionalized angel investor company to be established in Ghana. Are you an existing or prospective entrepreneur? Do you have a smart business idea that requires equity funding? Are you losing your entrepreneurial dream because of lack of equity or lack of funds? If you need a reliable business partner or an investor, then Quick Angels Limited is the place for you. We will provide you with the necessary equity funding, needed expertise, and the networking required to get your business growing. We are not a bank, We are not a savings and loans company. We are not a microfinance company. We are simply angel investors. We will invest our own funds into your business for equity stake. Walk into our office, let's have a conversation. You can locate us at number 14, Ring Road Central. We are in between Prudential Bank and Provident Insurance. We are looking forward to seeing you all soon.
Allah Akbar is turning things around. Allah Akbar is turning things around. Allah Akbar is turning things around for my good. Yeah, for my good.
Richard Niamakwe is my name. I'm the CEO of Quick Angels Limited. We are the first formal and institutionalized angel investor company to be established in Ghana. Are you an existing or prospective entrepreneur? Do you have a smart business idea that requires equity funding? Are you losing your entrepreneurial dream because of lack of equity or lack of funds? If you need a reliable business partner or an investor, then Quick Angels Limited is the place for you. We will provide you with the necessary equity funding, needed expertise, and the networking required to get your business growing. We are not a bank, we are not a savings and loans company, we are not a microfinance company. We are simply angel investors. We will invest our own funds into your business for equity stake. Walk into our office, let's have a conversation. You can locate us at number 14, Ring Road Central. We are in between Prudential Bank and Provident Insurance. We are looking forward to seeing you all soon.